next one is SQL. SQL is nothing but structured query language. So the SQL is the first commercial language which is introduced for EF calls relational model of database. So the structured query language is a standard database language which is used to create, maintain and retrieve the relational database. So the SQL having some of the interesting facts. First one is SQL is a case sensitive, but it is recommended to practice to use the keywords like select, update, create in capital letters, and the user defined things like table name, column name in small letters. SQL is the programming language for relational databases. So some of the relational databases are MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, SQL Server. The next one is what is RDBMS? Relational Database Management System. So the relational database means the data is stored as well as retrieved in the form of a relations of tables. So you can see the example here. I'm having a table called student which contains different types of attributes. Okay, so the student roll number, name, address, phone number and age of the student. So all these are called as the attributes of a student. These are some of the important terminologies that are used in terms of a relation. The first one is attribute. So attributes are the properties that define a relation. Okay, so in the previous example, we're having different types of attributes, the roll number, name, age. So all these are called as attributes. So the attributes are the properties of a relation or the characteristics of an entity. Okay, so here these are the examples for an attribute. Roll number, name, age of a student or the attributes of a student. Next one is tuple. So each row in the relation is known as a table. So the above relation contains 4 tuples. Okay, we're having 4 tuples in the previous relation. The next one is degree. So the number of attributes in a relation is known as degree of a relation. Okay, so in the previous relation we are having 5 attributes. So the degree of a student relation is 5. Next terminology is cardinality. So the number of tuples in a relation is known as cardinality. So the student having 4 tuples. So the cardinality of a student relation is 4. Next one is column. The column represents a set of values for a particular attribute. Okay, so you can see the example here. So the roll number which is extracted from a relation student. So this is a column of a roll number. So the next one is SQL statement. Structured query language. So the structured query language is a database language by the use of which we can perform certain operations on the existing database, and also we have to use this language to create a database. The SQL commands are mainly categorized into 4 types. The first one is DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, GQL, data query language, and DCL, data control language. So coming to the first one, data definition language. The data definition language consists of the SQL commands that can be used to define the database scheme. That means the DDL commands are used to define the structure of a relation. The DDL, which includes changes to the structure of a tables like creation of tables, altering a table, deleting a table, etc. So all the DDL commands are auto-complete. That means it saves all the changes permanently in the database. So we are having different types of commands in DDL. So the first command is create. So the create command is used to create a table or a relation in a database. The next command is drop. The drop command is used to drop the entire structure of a table from a database. The next one is alter. The alter command is used to alter the structure of a relation in a database, or to modify the structure of a relation in a database. The next command is truncate command. The truncate command is used to delete all the rows in a table as well as the spaces that are allocated for those rows also removed from the table. Next one is rename. The rename command is used to rename a table from its old name to a new name. So these are the different types of commands that are available in DDL. So the first command is create command. So the create command can also be used to create a tables. When we create a table, we have to specify the details of the columns of the tables. We can specify the names and data types of a various columns in the create command itself. The create table command will tell the database system to create a new table with the given table name and column information. So, to create a new table with the name student in the current database with 3 columns, namely student ID, name and age, where the column student ID will only store the integer, name will hold up to 100 characters and age will again store only integer value. So you can see the syntax of a create command. So create table name. Within the brackets, we have to define the column names and an appropriate data types of the columns. So you can see the example here. So the below example will represent how to create a table in a database. The next command is drop command. The drop command completely removes a table from the database. This command will also destroy the table structure and the data that is stored in it. So this is the syntax of a drop command. Drop table name. Next one is alter command. So the alter command is used for altering the table structure, such as to add a column to existing table or to rename any existing column, to change the data type of any column or to modify its size, and to drop a column from a table. So in order to add a new column, you can use the following syntax. Okay, so using alter command, we can add a column to any existing table. Okay, so the below one is an example of a alter command. The next one is to add multiple new columns. So using alter command, we can even add multiple new columns to any existing table. The next one is modify an existing column. The alter command can also be used to modify the data type of any existing column. So these are some of the examples for an alter command. The next one is truncate command. The truncate command removes all the records from a table, but this command will not destroy the table's structure. When we use the truncate command on a table, its primary key is also initialized. See the syntax of a truncate command here. And the next one is rename. So the rename command is used to set a new name for any existing table. So this is the syntax of a rename. To the next language, DML, data manipulation language. So the DML commands are used for manipulating the data stored in a table and not the table itself. So the DML commands are not auto-committed. It means changes are not permanent to the database. They can be rolled back to the previous state. So in the DML, we are having different types of commands. Okay, the insert command, update command, and delete command. So coming to the first one, insert command. The insert command is used to insert the data into a table. This is the syntax of an insert command. So insert value into only a specific columns. So we can use the insert command to insert the values for only some specific columns of a row. So we can specify the column names along with the values. And the next command is update update command. The update command is used to update any record of data in a table. So this is the syntax of an update command. We can also update values of multiple columns using a single update statement. And the next one is delete command. So the delete command is used to delete the data from a table. So you can see the syntax of a delete command here. So in order to delete all the records from a table, you can simply write the syntax like delete from student. So this command will delete all the records from the table student. So in order to delete a particular record from a table, okay, so we want to delete a single record. So for that purpose, we can use the where class to provide a condition. So there is a difference between the delete command and truncate command. The truncate command is different from delete command. The delete command will delete all the rows from a table, whereas the truncate command not only deletes all the records stored in the table, but it also reinitializes the table. That means it reinitializes the table like a newly created table. For example, if you have a table with 10 rows and an auto increment primary key, and if you use a delete command to delete all the rows, it will delete all the rows but will not reinitialize the primary key. Hence, if you will insert any row after using the delete command, the auto increment primary key will start from 11. But in case of the truncate command, the primary key is reinitialized and it will again start from 1. The next one is data query language. So the data query language is used to query the database. That means it is used to retrieve the data from a database. Example of a data query language is select command. So the select query is used to retrieve the data from a table. So it is the most used SQL query. So when we want to retrieve complete table data or a partial by specifying conditions using the where class. So a special characteristic asterisk is used to address all the data, that means belonging to all the columns in a query. So select statement uses asterisk character to retrieve all the records from a table for all the columns. If you want to retrieve a particular record based on a condition, then you can use where class to set a condition. And the next one is transaction control language. So the transaction control language commands are used to manage transactions in the database. These are used to manage the changes made to the data in a table by DML statements. So it also allows statements to be grouped together into logical transactions. So there are 3 types of TCL commands. The first one is commit command, rollback, and save point. So coming to the first one, the commit command. The commit command is used to permanently save any transactions into the database. When we use any DML commands like insert, update, or delete, the changes made by these commands are not permanent until the current session is closed. The changes made by these commands can be rolled back. To avoid that, we can use a commit command to mark the changes as permanent. So this is the syntax of a commit command. The next one is rollback command. This command restores the database to last committed state. It is also used with save point command to jump to a save point in an ongoing transaction. So you can see the syntax of a save point. If you have used the update command to make some changes into the database and realize that those changes are not required, then we can use the rollback command to roll back those changes if they are not committed using the commit command. A save point command is used to temporarily save a transaction so that you can roll back to that point whenever required. So this is the syntax of a save point. Next one is data control language. The data control language the commands to grant and take back authority from any database user. So we are having two types of data control language commands. The first one is grant and revoke. The data control language is used to control privileges in a database. To perform any operation in the database, such as for creating a tables, sequences, or views, a user needs privileges. So privileges are two types. The first one is system, the second one is object. So the first one, system. So the system includes permission for creating a session, table, etc. and all types of other system privileges. Whereas in the object privilege, this includes permission for any command or query to perform any operation on the database tables. Coming to the first one, grant. So the grant is used to provide any user access privileges or other privileges for the database. So you can see the syntaxes of the grant command here. And the next one is revoke command. So the revoke command is used to take back the permission from any user. So you can observe the syntax of a revoke command here. Thank you so much.